This is my April portfolio update. I give updates every month on how my retirement portfolio is doing. If you haven't seen me before, I retired in June 2024 with a little under $500,000 in my 3-bucket portfolio. I've been retired for 10.5 months. I'm currently still in my bridge year until July when I turn 59.5. This is a channel for people with a modest retirement income. I'm here to show you that it's doable with my actual numbers. My bridge year funds include a 457 deferred compensation plan, my high yield savings account, and a CD ladder. It's also supplemented by my $800 a month pre-tax pension and my YouTube income. Here's my YouTube income since June. April's YouTube income was $700. I always report the estimated amount. I record these videos on the last day of each month. Today I'm actually recording a couple days early on the 28th because I'm getting ready to head out of town. The YouTube total is still processing on the last day of the month and usually changes just a little bit. It really seems to vary quite a bit, but I'm so grateful to my YouTube viewers. Thank you so much. Here's my bridge account total in June when I started. At the end of April, my bridge account total was $24,215. In April, another one of the CDs in my CD ladder matured and I used that for living expenses. My bridge account was designed for the 1 year from when I retired at 58.5 until I turned 59.5 and can pull from my regular retirement accounts, and it should keep decreasing. But so far, I haven't had to pull from my deferred compensation plan or my bridge high yield savings account. I've been living on my CDs from my CD ladder, which are about $1,050 a month, my small $800 a month pension, and my YouTube income. I've been living on less than I had budgeted and making a little more from YouTube than I expected. I'm careful with my spending, but it just hasn't been that hard. After August, my CD ladder will be depleted and I may need to start pulling from regular retirement accounts. However, if the market is down then, I can always hold off and just pull from bucket number 1 until the market's recovered. Now for my 3-bucket retirement portfolio. I won't touch any of this money until at least July when I turn 59.5. If I show all of my accounts in buckets, it looks like this. Here's my portfolio total since June. So with just the growth, since I'm no longer contributing, here's what my portfolio balance looks like at the end of April. My 3-bucket total at the end of April was $497,508. April was a roller coaster for sure. My total went down just $372 from March. But March had gone down $5,615 from the month before that. So in the last 2 months, I'm down $5,987. Yuck. But compared to June when I started retirement, my 3-bucket portfolio has grown by $34,908. $29,085 of that is just the growth in 10.5 months. Being prepared with my buckets and staying the course is still my plan of action. The whole idea of the bucket strategy is it provides steady income during retirement and allows you to ride out market downturns without having to sell investments at a loss. By having bucket number 1 to cover your near-term expenses, you don't have to feel pressured to sell investments during a market downturn like we've been having. This is a good test for my buckets. I think the best defense for your emotions is having an asset allocation that allows you to sleep at night. This is the reason I use the bucket strategy. It may not be the strategy that can make me the most money possible, but I can sleep at night and be happy. Bucket number 1 is basically risk-free. I have enough money in bucket number 1 to cover 3 years of expenses. This is in addition to my small pension and YouTube income. In 1 year, my IRA CDs in bucket number 2 will mature, and then I'll have access to that money if I need it. I've been living on around $2,600 a month. My house is paid off, I have no debt, and I live very frugally. I get $800 a month from my small pension, and YouTube income ranges anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month. So I need about $1,100 a month from some other source. That's about $13,200 a year, so bucket number 1 would cover 3 years of that. And then if for some crazy reason the markets were still down, my IRA CDs would have enough to cover like 10 more years. The rest of bucket 2 and all of bucket 3 are invested and they do have risk. But I have time to let those investments recover. I wouldn't need access to that money for like 13 years. So it has time to bounce back. If we have a recession and it takes several years to recover, I've got time. I certainly don't like to see my accounts plummet, but I'm fairly confident that they'll bounce back. Rainy days happen. We have bear markets. We have recessions. They do end and bull markets usually follow. Don't panic. Being prepared ahead of time is what will get me through this. My HRA now has $39,655 in it. It's also invested and dipped just a little bit this month. So with my 3-bucket portfolio, my bridge account, and my HRA, I now have $561,378 in all accounts for retirement at this moment in time. The stock market really plummeted in March, but when it did, my account balance only dropped 1%. That's because of my low-risk investments. It's times like this that I'm really glad I used the bucket strategy. In April, my portfolio dropped less than 1% from March. I'm still up 7.5% growth on my 3-bucket portfolio in 10.5 months. Now that I'm retired, I just don't feel like I can be that aggressive. I'm happy with my growth. My hope has always been 7% growth in 1 year, so as long as it stays above 7%, I'll be thrilled. I also want to continue to keep you updated on my experience with my ACA insurance. My colonoscopy is over and I'm good. I don't have to go back for 3 years. Yay! Colonoscopies are just the worst, but it does look like my ACA insurance will cover a big portion of it. It looks like I'm going to have to pay $359 of the $4,091 bill, plus my $750 deductible for a total of $1,109. I'm not sure why the total charges are so much lower than they were last time. Maybe because there were more surgical procedures involved last time. I don't know. This time was pretty minor, but it's over, it's good news, and I can handle paying that amount. When I had Cobra insurance, the premium was $700 a month, so $1,109 doesn't seem bad at all. I set up a payment plan with the hospital and it's over with. For my personal April update, April was a great month. I spent time with my friends, family, and my grandkids. I was able to get out and hike a lot and the weather's been beautiful. I started working in my yard again. I got my spring weed and feed done and got my garden ready to plant. I always do an Easter egg hunt in my backyard with my grandkids. So much fun. What's that saying about grandkids are the reward for getting through the teenage years with your own kids? I agree with that one. I also went out of town to visit my oldest son and my grandbaby, and I'm getting ready to head out of town and go wedding dress shopping with my daughter. I'm so excited for that. With my flooring project, I finished the flooring in my guest bedroom, put some transition strips in, and installed the quarter round around the bottom of the baseboard. I bought a brad nail gun. I was pretty scared to use it, but it's pretty slick now that I'm used to it. Learning something new and conquering fears makes me feel so great. I got all the furniture and things moved back into that room and I started on the next room. Here's what it looks like right now. I got the carpet and the pad removed and the tack strips and all the staples. That is my least favorite part. I just started putting the flooring in on that room. I don't have time to work on it every day, but I work on it a few days a week. At this rate, it will probably take me a long time to do my whole house, but that's okay. I really enjoy doing this. And I'm also saving a ton of money. I hope you had a good month. I'm still feeling positive. I hope you are too. If anyone wants to share how their portfolios did, feel free to leave a comment. I know people really enjoy reading those. If you're seeing me for the first time, hi, I'm Julie and this channel's Happy on Monday. Thanks for joining me. If you found this helpful, please like. And if you're interested in retiring early, consider subscribing. I'm going to leave you with a quote. Victory is always possible for the person who refuses to stop fighting. Hope to see you again soon.